Hi guys! So earlier this year, Pokemon celebrated their 30 years anniversary, which is really awesome. It's always nice to wear a franchise that can go very long time, and also we have to realize some of us has been getting old. Yes, some of us has been enjoying Pokemon for a long time. But during these times, Pokemon has done many changes throughout the years, both with the card games, the video games, and animes. And I don't think they do the mangas no more, but that has been changed to be more friendly. Because when the first Pokemon manga comes out, it was a bit too realistic for kids. But some of the changes that has been pretty good. Some of them maybe not as good as we would hope, but there has been some changes to that as well that's made it a bit better. Some that is like, well, we got this now, and some of you might like it, some of you don't, and I want to talk to you about a few things that has been changed in the Pokemon main series games that I kind of liked. Some of was a bit toss and turnover if it was good or bad, and some of that I didn't really like. And I would like to start off with the feature that was introduced in Scarlet and Violet that I did not really got fond over, and that was the feature auto battling. Now, auto battling is when you send out your Pokemon to fight all the wild Pokemons around you without giving them an order, which technically is just a fast battle. You hear dung dung, Pokemon are faint, or your Pokemon takes too much hit and you have to retrieve it, heal it, and before you can do it again. And this feature, what I understand, it was mostly made for to excel the XP grinding a bit, which I didn't understand really why, because we have the share experience sharing now, where every single Pokemon gets experience after every single battle you do. The main Pokemon you battle with, it gets more, but the other one gets some, almost like you're having XP share for your entire team on all the time. So the auto battling, I guess this was kind of doing a fast grind without sharing the XP with your other teammates. But like, I tried it a couple times, I didn't really like it, and it's like, yeah, you can send out one of your Pokemon a bit far away, then you can run and capture the others you want instead. But for me, it was just a bit too much, and as of right now, I don't really like that feature of the games. But who knows, maybe they fix it or change the way you're utilizing that feature in future games. And so it's up and go, but right now, auto battling, I'm not a fan of it. Now, here's a feature that is not really in the main series game, but it's something I really liked, and that was the shoes when your Pokemon evolve. And this is mostly for the Legends games, Legends Arceus and Legends CA, when your Pokemon reach the level when it can evolve, but it don't evolve until you actually click on the Pokemon and click evolve. Now, some of you might wondering, why is that a good feature? That was just annoying, stuff like that. I've been so used to like my Pokemon evolve as soon as they hit the level, if you don't need a stone trade or stuff like that. I get it. That is an old-fashioned way of doing it, and I see like front feature in so far in the main series game. Like when your starter hit level 16, it will evolve to the middle stage and stuff like that. You don't have to go extra step to evolve it. But the way I liked it, because now we have Pokemon that has, for instance, split evolution. Now you don't have to have the evolution animation start and you have to press B a couple times before stopping it. Or One example, like in a video when I think MNJTV and PM7 did a challenge with getting a shiny starter team. Mikey tried to stop it, but his controller stopped working, so he couldn't press B. So his starter evolved to a shiny that was not a starter, and now he was stuck with that and had to switch controllers. So that's what kind of like that feature, because now you don't have to wait or hopefully like don't get that bad surprise that oh, you need to switch controllers because this one is starting to not work properly. And like I said, with split evolution, that's the greatest thing with that feature, because now you can actually make sure that okay, wait through time, daytime or nighttime is where it's supposed to be. You have the moves that you need, and so you can evolve it to the right Pokemon and stuff like that. And I think the best explanation of why this feature is good is Eevee. Eevee got a whole branch of evolutions. Most of them are simple, you just need a stone and then evolve it. But then you have like Espeon, Umbreon, and Sylveon, which are friendship evolutions. Espeon is for day, Umbreon is for night, which is that is more simple. Like okay, I'll make sure like you not level up and for that time of day. Then we have Sylveon, and so as long as your Eevee knows a fairy move, it will become a Sylveon. Now, if you already got the Sylveon and wants an Umbreon instead, and you get it to the level, it is the nighttime, but you forgot to delete the fairy move from Eevee, that means you're gonna get Sylveon again, and you might not realize it because either you're tired, you have done multiple things, or you're watching a video and something interesting on that video happens, and you level up, and boom, you have a Sylveon instead of an Umbreon. So that's why I kind of like the Legends feature. Like, okay, the Pokemon will not evolve till you specifically click for it to evolve, because you can make sure it has what it needs and stuff like that, and then evolve it to the right Pokemon. Or you can always click it right away, just evolve. If it's like the regular Pokemon, will just have one version to evolve to. But if you have multiple evolution choices, it's always good. Like, okay, we will not evolve your Pokemon till you click evolve, so you get the right Pokemon. You decide which Pokemon is supposed to be, which you already do. But this was a bit of a helpful tool there. So I could actually see this being a good thing in the main series, but I don't think we're going to get to the main series. That's going to be a Legends game only feature. So for all you that don't like that feature, you can rest assured, as long as it's a main series game, your Pokemon will evolve like they should in normal games. Now, here is the one thing that I'm a bit toss on, and that is the gain experience feature that was added in Gen 6 in the X and Y, where now all your Pokemon gain experience from catching Pokemon, battling trainers, and it's a good, like, was a good thing to help us not have to grind as much. But like, okay, all Pokemon gain some experience. The Pokemon you use the most, that's the one that's going to get the most experience. And sure, when it was introduced, it was not really balanced properly, which they have fixed. It's very good balance nowadays. But the caveat for here was to make it is good, but also slightly bad, is for all of us that nowadays mostly does Nuzlocke when we play at home, because we needed a bit of a challenge, or if you try to do a type lock, even if you do the PM7 version or A-Drive's version, when he just decide one type or go through the entire game with, or yeah, PM7 is like if you lose the Pokemon, the main typing of that Pokemon is lost forever in this run. Or if you do a gamble lock, which is the most gamble hardcore lock, that's the one that I kind of fell in love with thanks for PN7 to introduce me to that, is when you only get a Pokemon before every gym. And you can just keep around, but in the last route before the gym is when you have the last chance of catching Pokemon. So if you skip many good Pokemon, you have to maybe go face the gym with a Caterpie or something like that. But that game like is good if you can randomize your games. And while I don't really like the way of all your Pokemon gain experience no matter what you do, though one Pokemon gets more and the other, is of over-leveling its chances, which is always chances when now all your Pokemon gains experience. Because even if you switch around your team, you may be a bit over-level or highly over-level at the gym, depending on what type of Nuzlocke you do. Like with a regular Nuzlocke, it might be slightly over level. If you do it from a type lock like A-Drive and just do like Bug, Ghost, and stuff like that. Now your Pokemon can be heavily over leveled against the first gym because there's a lot of wild Pokemon trainers that you have to face. And with limited batch of Pokemon, you have a limited option to put in the front, which means your Pokemon will be at that level pretty easily. So as a Nuzlocke or a hardcore Nuzlocke, and especially if you do a Wonderlock, that feature is not the best for you, because like either be over level, so that's no longer a challenge, or if it's a Wonderlock, you're gonna be over level because you have gained experience as well, thanks to being traded. But then it's the obedience level you don't want to reach too soon, because you want to be able to fight the gym without having your Pokemon loaf around, fall asleep, hurt itself, and refuse to listen. But thankfully, also in Scarlet and Violet, they introduced a feature that changed the way of Pokemon games, then balance this feature out with experience, and that you no longer is forced to battle trainers if you don't want to. And what I mean is, like, in Scarlet and Violet, they introduced the way of you talk to the trainers you want to battle, and you can see which trainers you haven't battled or you have battled thanks to the. If you haven't battled the trainer, there will be a slight small speak bubble right above them. And if it is just yellow-white, it means they're easy trainers. If they're yellow-black, that means they're toughest trainers on that route. Which means if you haven't really faced others, you may not be ready for those trainers. Which that feature I love so much, because yes, it helps you because you don't have to be sucker punch into a battle, because like you have rushed through a route to get to a Pokemon Center because you run out of potions, healing items, and your Pokemon needs a Pokemon Center, and you try to sneak around the trainer but failed. Now you have to face it with Pokemon in half HP, some burn, some potion, some sleep, so some even paralyzed. So the feature that was introduced was like, okay, trainers will not just automatically, just because they see you, start a battle with you. No. You will see that they are willing to battle because you haven't battled them yet, but you as a player decide when it's time to battle them. Then you can focus on actually the wild Pokemon. Thanks to right now it's an open world game for Scarlet and Violet, and come back to the trainers later in case you want the money and a bit of like, and trainers gives more XP most of the times. That's been a thing since ever. But I'm also thankful for now we don't have to be forced to battle a trainer we don't really ready for or don't want to at the moment, because our Pokemons are high enough at level for taking on the gym. We don't need the XP, we don't need the money. So please don't battle me, but you are forced to. In other games. Now it's gonna Violet, and hopefully with Winters and Waves, that sticks. So you no longer are just running on the grass, some trainers a bit over your eye view of the screen sees you, and boom, you have to battle them. So, and that, like I said, this feature balanced so good with the experience feature that was introduced in X and Y. Things like, yes, all Pokemon get experience, but now you can actually decide how that experience gain are getting granted to your Pokemon, because all Pokemon now up in the air, you can run by them, you can run from them, you can run into them, and you now can talk to trainers when you are ready to battle and not when they are ready to battle. So those are the features I wanted to talk about today, and there's probably more features I want to talk about later on this summer or in the future. So stay tuned to that, and if you like this video and like what I said about this feature, please hit the like and subscribe button, because we're close to 50 subs, and I would like to hit that so we can go up to the next sub goal, which is 100, and we'll try to figure out something that if we hit 500 subs. But until then, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!